So today I'm going to talk to you about makeup brushes, and if you're a beginner or say if you really enjoy makeup, it can be quite difficult to actually decide what brushes you need and what you actually have to use with products. So I'm going to share my tips and give you some advice on what I've learned in the past few years about makeup brushes. So let's move on to the first tip or first bit of advice. So you do not have to use makeup brushes if you don't want to. Please do not be forced or to think you have to use makeup brushes, because you don't. I never used to use them. If you're happy using your hands or using sponges, things like that, then that's fine. But I will say that using makeup brushes just makes your makeup look a lot more flawless and more blended in, so it is quite important. But if you don't use it, then that is absolutely fine. That's down to you. So the first thing I want to say is that I didn't used to use makeup brushes. I used to apply foundation with my fingers, just rub it in. But I've actually, looking back now from when I actually used makeup brushes, I can see how bad that was for my skin. I used to get like spots and stuff, and that's because you're using your hands. So obviously you have bacteria and stuff on your hands and you're rubbing that into your skin. I also found as well that it can be quite uneven. So say you're rubbing in all your foundation, you probably can't really blend it down your neck as you would with a makeup brush. You probably miss this. You probably miss these areas out here, and you can't really get into your eye area. So I suppose your makeup could be uneven. Also another thing as well, I don't know, like you couldn't really, like I never used to wear like contouring and things like that. I just basically just used to wear foundation, powder, mascara, that was it. So obviously with brushes it helps you to contour, it helps you to do your concealer, your highlight. So it depends what products you want to use to whether you need to wear whether you need to use brushes or not. So also with eyeshadow as well, because we are in the generation of contouring and highlighting, eyeshadow is actually reflecting that. So people are learning a lot more about eyeshadow and blending, highlighting your brow bone, contouring the crease area, things like that. Whereas a few years ago, not many people used to do that. It just used to always be about the eyelid from what I can remember. And with that, you used to always use this tool here. So this here, this still comes within eyeshadows palettes now. If you can see, this one here is quite new, the Maybelline The Nudes palette. I'm not sure why. I think people probably must still use them. I haven't used this in a good few years. I don't even know if I'll be able to be like good enough to use that. I think I've forgotten how to use it, to be honest with you. But yeah, you know, you can still use that. It's up to you. You can still blend your crease. I think that's probably why that is actually. So here, this one here has two different sides. So there's a flat side and there's more of a pointy side. So I suppose this bit here is more to go into your crease area, and this is just for your eyelid. So yeah, they are still providing them, and I did used to use them. So yeah, it's up to you. You don't have to use makeup brushes if you don't want to. So step number 2 is cleaning your makeup brushes, and I actually mentioned in the previous step or the previous tip about getting bacteria in your hands and rubbing that into your face. But that doesn't mean that makeup brushes are bacteria free. They are full of bacteria, and it is very important that you clean them as often as you can. So I try and clean my brushes once every 2 weeks. That is probably not enough, to be honest with you. It's just because it takes so long for me, because I have so much brushes to clean. It's just really boring. It takes quite a long time for them to dry as well, so I try and put it off as much as possible. But I have actually noticed when I'm using a dirty brush onto my face, I've noticed that sometimes I do actually have spots, and that's because the bacteria is still in that brush, and I'm rubbing it into my face, and that's not good, is it? Cleaning my brushes, I used to use this. I still use it now, but I actually think it's making my skin not very good. Like, it's making me have little bumps and spots. I think this is the cause of it. I'm still not 100% sure if it is or not, but this works really, really well. It makes the feeling of your brushes feel clean. You know, like sometimes when you've washed your hair and it feels kind of like squeaky? That's what it makes your brushes feel like. So I really do love this product, and I really hope it's not this that's making me have spots, because it is such a good cleaner. There's loads of other companies out there that do like brush cleaner like this, or you could get bottles with brush cleaner. MAC do one. There's loads of drugstore places that do them as well. But the main thing that I have actually been using recently, because I've been thinking that's been giving me spots, is actually shampoo and conditioner. So a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, just pop that in my hand, brush the brushes round, and that's it. It's really clean. If it's good for your hair, it's got to be good for your makeup brushes. So thirdly, the most expensive makeup brushes is not always the best, and I have 100% learnt that. I don't know if you remember, I've done a haul ages ago, it must have been near enough over a year ago now, and I purchased the NARS ITA or ITA brush. This is the most expensive thing I've ever spent on a makeup brush. It was around £35 I believe, and to be honest, all I was paying for was the name. And I was quite happy that I've got it. I still love it, I use it all the time, it is really, really good, but there's so many dupes out there, so many cheaper options out there that you could go for rather than spending so much money on this. I am really pleased that I have got it, I think because I've spent so much money on it, but looking back now I probably wouldn't have even bought it. I don't really see why I did buy it. It's just because it's NARS and it's quite hard to get, I believe, and yeah. I would have just gone for a cheaper version and spent the rest of the money on more makeup. But yeah, don't feel like all the expensive brands are the best. You know, you have to have it because that's the brand. No, it's all the same thing. They're all made probably in the same factory. So you might as well just get the cheaper option. I don't regret it. I probably won't say I regret it. But I wish I just spent my money a bit more wisely. It was just a last minute obsessive purchase where you think I have to have it. As soon as you get it you think, why did I buy this? So this is probably one of my main tips and something that people need to know, to be honest with you. Do not go by what the brush is called, if that makes sense. So for instance, here is a contour brush by Real Techniques. I love this for contouring, it's really good, it gives you a nice thin line, but actually I don't really use it as a contour brush, I use it as a setting brush. It works just as well, it's so like perfect shape for the under eye, and also it just makes the time of you setting your under eye go really quick because obviously it's quite thick. So yeah, this is a contour brush but I use it as a setting brush. Another one is, I don't actually have it with me, it's the Bobbi Brown concealer brush. I'll put a clip of me using it here. Now this is a concealer brush. I don't use it as a concealer brush, I've never have, because I just think it's too thin to actually get in there, it just takes so long. But I think it's perfect for clearing up your eyebrows. So when you're doing your eyebrow, I like to apply foundation afterwards just to give me a nice sharp brow line. So it's really good just to clean up them lines. Also it's perfect for lipstick as well, going around the edges when you've done your lip liner and your lipstick. I never use it for concealer. I don't even know why I brought it. And also the foundation brush. Yeah, the foundation brush. So it basically looks like this. And this is probably the thing that I regret buying the most. This is from MAC and it was quite expensive. I think it put me back about £25. I can't really remember. But this was actually the first brush I ever bought. So when I was into makeup, I looked online, all different brushes. I went to the MAC store and because it said foundation brush, I thought, right, I have to get it. I have to use it for my foundation. I was wrong because I really don't like using this. I just find it really hard to blend out. I 100% prefer using a buffer brush. So something from Morphe Brushes or from Real Techniques. Something where you can buff it into your skin, really blend that foundation into your skin, make it look flawless. Not this where you're just basically applying it on. It may just be me, I may not know how to use it properly or correctly, but the first time I used it, I really didn't like it. It made my face look really liney. I really regret buying that, and that's because I went straight for the word foundation brush and I thought, yes, I need to have that. Paid out for it, paid money for it, used it once, never used it again. So please, if you are new to buy makeup brushes, don't just go by what they are called. Do a bit of research, probably look on YouTube, look on blogs, look on reviews. There's so many different brushes out there, so just research it a bit more instead of you wasting your money, which is what I did. I'm going to share with you my 4 favourite brands that do makeup brushes, and these are the ones that I use the most. So the first brand that I want to talk about is Real Techniques, and I only own their face brushes at the moment. They do eye brushes, which are purple ones. I don't know if you probably see them around, but these are amazing. The thing that I like about Real Techniques is that they are sold in Boots and Superdrug, so they are a drugstore, classed as a drugstore brush. And they are just amazing quality. I actually like the way they look as well. I use the buffing brush for foundation. I use this setting brush to set my face, as well as the contour brush. And this is actually one of my recent ones that I purchased. This is the blush brush, and it's just so beautiful. It's really, really soft, and it just glides on. It fits perfectly on my cheek area, and it's just so beautiful. These are really, really worth it, so I 100% recommend Real Techniques brushes. Also, if you live in the UK, Boots always do a 3 for 2 on them, the cheapest one free or something like that. I recommend these 100% for somebody who are beginners, and yes, excellent. I love them so much. So the next brand that I want to talk about is Sigma Beauty. Okay, so Sigma, this is probably one of my favourite makeup brush brand, and that's because there's so many different brushes they do. They have such a massive range. Not only that, but the quality is amazing. This here is probably one of my favourite brushes ever. This is the Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush. And for some reason, I don't know why, but this is just my favourite brush. I enjoy using this for my highlighter. It just feels so soft. I've washed it so many times, but yeah, it still feels really soft and brand new. I just love the way it looks, the way it's like tapered. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. This one here, this is actually a concealer brush as well. So like what I was saying in my other tip, I don't use this as a concealer. I use this as to highlight my brow bone and highlight my inner corner, and that is absolutely perfect. I always use this in every single video. You probably see me use this one. But yeah, I just love Sigma. Their quality is amazing. They are really affordable. I wouldn't say they're really affordable, but they are affordable for what they are. Once you buy them, you're not going to have to replace them. Yeah, these are probably one of the brushes that don't actually shred as well. I find with some of the other brushes that I have from different brands, when I'm cleaning them, they start to like shed, is that what they're called? So like you start to see a bit of like the brush, the bristles coming out. There's a whole range, and they do gold, they do bronze, I think they do silver probably as well, I'm not quite sure, but they do so many different colours as well of the handles. And I'm just in love. You really should try and get at least one Sigma brush in your lifetime. I'll put a link down below to their website so you can go and check them out. Also, if you live in the UK, I'll write down where there's UK suppliers as well for these, because sometimes shipping can be quite expensive from the US. Have you seen that picture where somebody's like holding the brushes as a baby? Yeah, this is what a baby is. So next brand that I highly recommend, and is actually a new brand to me, it's what I've recently discovered, and it is Morphe Brushes. So these are based in America as well, I believe, so I get these off their American website. These are amazing. Let me just say it again, these are amazing. Like I said, with the Real Technique brushes, they were affordable. These are probably more affordable. With the conversion of like US dollars and things like that, it does turn out to be quite cheap, and I absolutely love them. The quality is amazing, like the bristles don't fall out. This is probably my favourite foundation brush ever. It's so thick, it's so dense, it just blends in your makeup so well. It doesn't take long at all. You just whiz through your face and you're done. It's so easy to carry around. I love it so much. Also with Morphe brushes as well, they do like different collections and different sets. So this here is the Candy Apple set. I think this cost me around £20, maybe not even that. I did actually do a Morphe Brushes unboxing haul where I bought this, so I'll put the link down below because that has all the prices on there. But just how amazing is that, just to travel with, especially if you're on a budget, if you don't have much money, and if you want to try makeup brushes, definitely Morphe Brushes is the one. So last but by no means least, My next favourite brand is MAC. MAC is the first place I went to for makeup brushes. Their brushes are really good, however they are quite expensive for what they are. Also, I do believe that MAC don't actually do any sets. Sometimes you can look on eBay or Amazon and you'll find a MAC brush set. Be aware because they are potentially fake. So there is quite a lot of fake MAC brushes out there, so just be aware. That's why I only ever go to the MAC store to get MAC brushes. But I always use this one. This is the MAC 224. I always use the MAC 217. There's other dupes out there from different brands, and I suppose as well you are just paying for the brand. But I'm happy they're in my collection. Okay, so just to recap, do not think that you have to buy makeup brushes. However, it does really help with the application of your foundation. That actually rhymed, I didn't mean to say that. The application of your makeup. Also, don't go for the expensive brands. Don't go for the expensive type of brush. There's so many good ones out there. So many different brands that are so affordable and at really good quality as well. Another thing to remember is don't just go by what they're called. The foundation brush, the concealer brush, the contour brush. Use the brush for however you want to use it. If you're happy by using a eyeshadow brush for your lips, go ahead and do it. So yeah, I think that's basically it. Please check out my other videos and check me on social media. I'll put all the links down below. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've actually learnt something new today. I shall see you in my next video. Bye! I hate how I always say bye, like really high pitch.